Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Walt Wines live Facebook. This is our weekly shelter-in-place virtual happy hour, and I just wanted to say thank you for joining us and thank you for sipping along for the last 8 weeks. It's been a lot of fun, and I've met a ton of people, and I've got two guests today, two incredible guests today for everyone to hang out with. So please make sure you don't stop viewing because you're not going to want to miss these two artists that we have today. They're super incredible. They're up and coming artists. And I had a chance to actually sponsor a online concert series with them earlier this month. And that's why we wanted to bring them back online so that all of our members and guests could see them. But before I get started, I just want to remind everyone that we have our weekly sip special. So shelter in place special still online at waltwines.com. You can buy the wines that we're tasting here today on the website and have them delivered to your home. And we're going to keep going. So while the world might be starting to reopen, and thank God we're going to be able to go back and hang out, and I'll be able to see people at the winery, we are going to continue these virtual happy hours through June, and we've got a lineup of guests coming in for you to share your wine with those experiences. So be sure to keep checking us out on Mondays through Wednesdays on our various social media feeds, and also on Fridays. But we are going to keep going through May, so don't feel like we're going anywhere right away. Today we are going to bring on, as I mentioned, two recording music artists, and we're going to be sharing the 2017 WALT Sonoma Coast Chardonnay and the 2018 GAPS Crown. But before I bring them on, I just wanted to thank our first responders and those who are on the front lines of keeping us fed, for keeping us healthy, for keeping us going. There's my cousin Shannon Raber. As we kind of come through, you'll see that this is her team at UCSF, and these are the people that are keeping us going. And I just wanted to give a heartfelt thanks to everyone. I've invited you to come taste with me in Sonoma, and I hope that you will take me up on that when we have the opportunity to open the tasting room, hopefully in the next month. We'll see how this goes. But I'd also like to so now I'd like to actually bring on our first guest. So earlier in May, Walt Wines sponsored the BYG Music Moment, and it was an opportunity for up-and-coming artists to share their music online after all of the different concert series were closed throughout the month. So we met a number of different artists, and joining us first is Houston-born and Nashville country recording artist. Nationally, her friends got to know her through American Idol, but she's moved on past that, and now she's opening for concerts for big stars like Carrie Underwood, Blake Shelton, and Bruno Mars. Her newest song, White Pearls, is available on iTunes, and you can download it just about anywhere music is available. Please, I'm excited to bring on Julia Cole. Julia, you're out there?
Hey, how are you?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm so great. Thanks for having me.
Well, I was expecting downtown Nashville, but I like this view.
You know what? Downtown Nashville is not the same downtown Nashville that you're probably thinking of right now, so it's really not the place to be.
Yeah, it's okay. I understand. Downtown Napa and Highway 29 up Valley Napa, as well as most of the parts of Sonoma County, are in the same boat. So I understand.
I can't wait till we can show y'all around Broadway. You let me know when you want to come visit, when things open up, and it's a party.
I've never been to Nashville, so I'm going to take you up on that. As long as you're okay with me coming and storming the party, I'm good with that.
Not to toot my own horn, but I can show you a great party in Nashville.
All right.
I know the spots to go.
All right, cool. I trust you more than I would trust me. I'm out of that loop right now. I've got kids and family, and I don't get to go out as much as I used to. So I wanted to share some wine, if that's okay. You were great on BYG, so I brought a different wine from the same vineyard that you featured. 2017 WALT Sonoma Coast Chardonnay. So what we're going to do is, the way we do this is through the internet, the magic of the internet. I'm going to pour you a glass of wine, if that's all right.
Go.
A little higher, else it's not going to look good. All right, there we go. Okay. All right. And how's that look?
Oh, yeah. A little more?
A little more? Okay. Yes. You like the glass like I like the glass. There we go. I'll pour a little for myself. Thank you. If that's all right. Well, cheers. Here's to you.
Cheers.
Here's to your music.
Oh my gosh. Here's to your wine. Keep getting me through this quarantine.
Yeah. So we sent you some wine early in May when you were doing the BYG music. It was a festival, I guess, online. How was that experience? How did that go? And how is your own online concert series going that you've got on your own website?
Well, I wanted to cry of happiness when I started drinking y'all's wine. I'd never had your wine before, and it was some of the best wine I've ever had. And I'm specifically like, I love Pinot Noir, and all of the different Pinot Noirs y'all sent, literally all of them have been better than any other ones that I've had. So it's been a very nice silver lining to this bizarre 2020 kickoff quarantine world that we're all living in right now. But another silver lining has been this Cole Team Quarantine series that I've been hosting on my Instagram, Live. I've brought on a ton of really cool, influential people like models, actors, TV personalities, sports hosts, professional athletes, and musicians.
Wow.
And it's been really fun, not only to kind of expose my country music audience to the behind the scenes of all of these different crazy industries that it's funny how many similarities there are between all of our worlds, even though they're all so different. But it's also been a fun way to catch up with a lot of my friends in different fields that we haven't seen each other in a while. Like a lot of these people I know from singing national anthems for pro sporting events or, SEC stuff or NCAA stuff. And so it's funny that as we've had this weird time apart, it's been sort of a mechanism for me to online have more of a time to spend with people and get close with them, because it's like a FaceTime call. I mean, it's just like this.
Yeah, I mean, what's the after hour party, right? Like you like at any great concert, you have an incredible after hour party.
We're pouring out wine, all of us.
I like it. That's great. So I wondered if you could just step maybe just a smidge. You're there you go.
Okay.
There's a cloud coming in behind you, and I don't want a whole bunch of people to get scared that you might be in the middle of a rainstorm.
I think it just got really bright over there.
Oh, all right.
This is better.
All right, that's cool. So this is a Chardonnay. You've actually played Sonoma. So you've played Sonoma State University.
Yes,
and
I have.
This vineyard is probably about 20 minutes away. It's a little further south. It's in a windy place, just like you are in right now. It produces grapes that have small berries and large berries. It's from our Bob's Ranch property, and this was the same wine that you had a chance to try at the BYG Music Festival.
Oh my
gosh. You can see it's kind of windswept, pretty limiting soils. It's a beautiful place. I've hosted a few of our Instagrams out there. We need to get you coming out to check it out. Love to do a show in the vineyard. But it has a nice richness. The wines tend to present nice richness on the palate, a really light toast that we get from the barrel fermentation, and then a nice bright acidity. But I was looking forward to your take. You said you liked the wine. What do you think about the wine?
My favorite wine is usually red.
Okay.
But I have found that the Chardonnays that y'all are making, it's like, for some reason, and I don't know like probably the correct technical terms, but it's almost like they're smoother. Like there's nothing that's like a shocking aftertaste at the end. Like it's such a smooth Chardonnay, and that's why I've been like absolutely loving drinking these.
Yeah, so we like that for the cleanness of the palate, right? And then the textural quality that you're explaining. You're actually doing you're doing it. You just don't realize that you're actually in the same terms. Smooth is a textural quality.
I love wine. I just don't know how to describe it. I drink a ton of it.
Good is usually the first thing you want to say about any glass of wine you put, and then past that, whatever else you say is excellent. Well, so outside of the online concerts, you've had a lot of great talent. What are some other things you're doing to pass the time, and what are you looking most forward to?
I've definitely gotten to spend a lot more time outside, and we've been doing like these virtual co-writes. So a lot of us in Nashville, for people who don't know, we have co-writing sessions, and that's where multiple songwriters will get together in the same room. And usually everyone has their own unique strength. So one person might be really great at melodies. One person might be really great at lyrics. And someone might be wonderful at playing guitar or piano or making tracks. And, obviously it's usually a combination of each person having different strengths. And we've been doing these all online right now via Zoom, via Skype and FaceTime, which has been really difficult because there's a lag, so we can't necessarily play our instruments at the same time or even harmonize with each other and sing together. But it's been really cool to watch so many people persevere through this time, and instead of saying, well, we just can't do anything, finding ways to still be creative, still make art, and still, you know, provide content and music that's going to keep people feeling empowered, inspired, and not alone in this isolating time.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for artists who are starting to do compilations online and do these video Zooms.
It's not as easy as people think. It's
hard. There's no cue. So you're usually looking around, you're waiting for music, and then you're kind of in a queue to when you're come in. But how are you guys dealing with cues and things like that? Just how are you, you're on next. Simple.
For me, I'm very lucky that I have grown up pretty attached to social media, technology. I don't know. I've spent a lot of time learning how to do a lot of those things. So it's one of the skill sets that I was like, thank God I figured all that out before this coronavirus, because I didn't know that it was going to be so important in the upcoming months. But it's definitely something that you're kind of seeing which artists, which companies didn't really focus on the tech side of things, because that's the only way to get any messaging or any connection out right now. You have to do it virtually. So it's been difficult for a lot of people, but when we were talking about this before the show, people on the other end of the screen that are watching, everyone's really forgiving right now, because everyone knows that this is like a bizarre time of turmoil for most industries, and we're all just trying to stay connected, keep bringing positivity to people's homes from wherever we are, because from where you're sitting and where I'm sitting, like, things could be much worse. So as much as I can do to help the people who are in worse situations right now, they're maybe stuck somewhere alone, completely alone, or have somebody get sick or anything like that, just trying to bring some of those good vibes virtually. I mean, if we can, I love that y'all are doing what you're doing.
I mean, the perfect example is, why am I on a virtual tasting? I'm not a performing artist. I'm general manager of a winery, and I've been hosting television shows, or at least on the internet, for the last 8 weeks. So no, it's about connections. And actually, I was hoping we could use this opportunity to connect with some of our wine members with a song. I heard you might be willing to play a song for us. So you have quite a few. I was jamming along with them this afternoon. What did you have in store for us today?
Well, I was thinking about playing my song "Trust You" for everyone.
All right.
It's a message of empowerment for anyone who's ever had their trust betrayed by somebody close to them. And for us right now, it might just be planet Earth, because we're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But this is my Martin backpacker. So if you're wondering why the guitar sounds
cool,
very high pitched, it's because it's my favorite little travel backpacker guitar.
That's cool.
But yes, this one is called "Trust You," and I hope y'all like it.
All right, let's hear it.
You might know my drink and my favorite seat at the corner bar. Yeah, you make me laugh and you got that swag, but you left a scar. Quit talking a mile in a minute. You're wasting your breath with your begging. Yeah, you're crazy if you think I'll give it another shot. 'Cause ooh, I don't trust you. Boy, you lie when you lay down with someone new. Ooh, when I danced with you, you double-crossed and you two-stepped around the truth. Hey, you do you, but baby, ooh, I can't trust you. Ooh, I can't trust you. Yeah, I used to think you were everything. You could walk on water. I should thank your cheats for the clarity, 'cause I'm moving on stronger. Quit talking a mile in a minute. You're wasting your breath with your begging. Yeah, you're crazy if you think I'll give it another shot. 'Cause ooh, I don't trust you. Boy, you lie when you lay down with someone new. Ooh, when I dance with you, you double crossed and you two stepped around the truth. Hey, you do you, but baby, ooh, I can't trust you. Ooh, I can't trust you. I forgive you. Yeah, it's all good. It happened for a reason. We all end up where we should. I forgive you. It's all good. But I can't love you like I used to. I can't love you. I don't want to. 'Cause ooh, I don't trust you. Boy, you lie when you lay down with someone new. Ooh, when I dance with you, you double crossed and you two stepped around the truth. Hey, you do you, oh baby, ooh, I can't trust you. Ooh, I can't trust you, oh baby, ooh, I can't trust you. Ooh, I can't trust you.
Oh, that was amazing. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Julia. I have never had a private concert. That was pretty cool. Granted, now there's a whole bunch of people watching us, so it's not that private. But that was really cool. I actually had my daughter just standing beside me for most of it, and she was like, "She's so awesome." So, well, thank you for making me the cool dad today. That was really cool.
Thank you so much.
And I wanted to just thank you for coming on, for sharing your music with our Facebook followers, and hope that your Facebook followers come along with it. Want to direct anybody who is interested in hearing Julia's music. You can go to iTunes or Spotify, but juliacolemusic.com is probably the best place. You should check out her virtual concerts. And what is it? The team, Julia?
Cole Team.
Cole Team. Check out the Cole Team online. She'll be doing shows while she's waiting for those music venues to open back up. So I hope to see you back in Sonoma. I hope you'll come visit us soon.
Oh, believe me, you will not be able to keep me away whenever quarantine's over.
Thank you. Well, cheers to you. We'll bring you some red wine when we do this next time. And
cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. We'll hopefully see you soon. Thank you, Julia.
Bye.
That was pretty cool. So what's great is we actually have another guy coming to us from Los Angeles. We have probably one of the coolest violinists I've ever seen. If that wasn't making me a cool dad, the fact that my daughter plays the violin is about to make me a super cool dad. I now have the great pleasure of welcoming a Master's of Music from the Juilliard School as a violinist. He's not any traditional violinist, though. He's one of the coolest and is known by outlets like Phyllis, WNYC, the Detroit Free Press, as one of the titans of the classical music institute, if you can believe it. And he was also dubbed the future of our field. So with great pleasure, I'd like to bring on an A-list star who's performed with Alicia Keys, Camila Cabello, Lindsey Sterling, Evanescence, Josh Groban. Wow, I don't know if I can keep going. This is Drew Alexander Ford.
Howdy.
Hey, how's it going,
Howdy.
Drew?
It's going well, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you so much for coming on with us. Where are you
Thanks
at?
for having me. I'm in my bedroom in South Central LA. So if you hear any helicopters, it's not my fault. I didn't do it.
That's okay.
I didn't do it.
You hear any helicopters, it's just them checking the power lines out here.
Or fireworks, man. Yeah. No, man. It's wild out here.
Let's just roll with it. Yeah. Well, thanks so much. I'd love to pour you a glass of wine if that's all right.
Yeah, please.
All right. So I have Well, this is the magic of the internet. I have the 18 Gaps Crown Pinot Noir, and right over there, you've already know what you're doing.
I got it. Yeah, I've got it
You've been
right here.
watching along.
Ooh,
there it
okay,
is.
That's good. That's good. Oh, here
That's
we go.
good.
Thank you.
All right. Very good. You're very welcome. Thank you, sir. So, just like Julia that we just had on, we caught you through BYG Music. You were doing the music moment. What was that like? What's it like performing online? You guys have lost all of your gigs and all the concert halls have been closed up. How are you guys doing music out there?
It's like, I know my situation it's better than a lot of my colleagues because I have built an online platform and I've been working like Julia through digital spaces for many years now. So the pivot is more of an annoyance than a real career killer, thankfully. However, I did lose a lot of money. I had plans to scale my business and I had to, like many small business owners, had to scale back.
Because not only do you do music, but you actually you do speaking engagements. You talk about just music in general, the Juilliard School, getting in there.
I do a lot of things that require me to be in the presence of people, and so when things are like you can't be with people, that's like everything I do.
Trust me, I am currently working on a plan to try to figure out a way to taste wine across the nation through the use of a camera. I don't know how to do this. This is not.
If you get an app going, a taste app going, you'll be a billionaire. I swear.
If I can somehow get wine through the internet into your phone and into a glass, we've got a business, right?
Okay, I'll give you a decade. Just work on that for me, okay?
I hope we're still around, man. So this is our 2018 Gaps Crown Pinot Noir. So Gaps Crown is a place. It's a vineyard in the Sonoma Coast. It's a windy place, like you can see behind me. I'm just south of it. This is the vineyard, actually, that's being brought up at sunset. This is facing actually right at the Bodega Bay, which is the entrance of it. And you can see that the fog is kind of starting to come across. Produces really small grapes. So the effect of wind on viticulture is that it shuts everything down. So it's not a long period of ripening where you just have these little tiny power-packed flavored berries. And for Gaps Crown, as you might feel on the glass, it has a fullness to it, right? A richness, a regalness across the palate. It's a more concentrated expression of Pinot Noir, I think is the best way for me to put it. And I just wanted to know, because I know you're a wine lover. What do you think?
I really enjoy it. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I used to tour on cruise ships. I did a couple of tours on cruise ships before the whole COVID thing happened. Performing. Yeah, no, I got out at just the right time.
Yeah, exactly. I
had a friend who was working on one of the ships, and they had to get off in mid-contract because of the crisis. And one of the ships the first ship I ever stayed on actually had a coronavirus outbreak.
Yeah, wow.
So it was crazy. I missed it by like 2 years. Just same boat. It's wild.
Yeah, I would have just dove off. I would have been like, coronavirus?
Yeah, I'm out.
Just like, pick me up, somebody.
So what happened though was, as I was performing, one of the cool things about being a performer on the ship is you got discounts and all the alcohol.
Oh yeah.
So I got to sample a lot of wine, and I actually that was my biggest exposure to it. I wasn't much of a wine drinker before then, but it was one of my favorite things to finish my third set of the evening and then go shower, change, and sit down with a nice glass of wine. Wine bow of the ship, just with stars, just endless stars surrounding the bow of the ship. It was wild.
That's awesome. Hey, so I brought my daughter, and she is a budding violinist. Her name's Sawyer. She's just learning. So I was wondering if two things. Tell us a little bit about the instrument. I think a lot of people don't understand that it can be played in so many different ways with so many different tunes and pitches. And then also I was wondering if you could play us a song.
Yeah, for sure. I can do both. Well, here's the deal. I'm actually rocking right now a viola. It's like the violin, but it's like supersized.
Okay.
It's like violin head, Big Macs every day for like 4 years.
All right.
And the strings are a little different. So in a violin has the E string, the A string, the D string, G string. But the viola is, in musical terms, it's a perfect fifth lower than a violin. It goes from A, D, G to C. And you get that nice velvety tone. So it's a way throatier sound. And out of all of the stringed instruments in the violin family, you have the violin, the cello, the viola, and the bass. Bass is kind of a special case. But when you look at the viola, it is the one that actually most mimics the human voice, the range.
All right.
So if you're thinking about trying to sing on an instrument, the viola is the way to go. So I prepared a little something for everybody today. It is the Courant of the Bach's second cello suite in D minor. This piece was written. These 6 cello suites were written over the course of 1711 to 1717. So they're over 300 years old.
Yeah. Okay. Just a warm up.
I don't even know why they still exist. Oh wait, because they're dope, and I would love to share this with you.
Yeah, let's hear it. Right. Wow, that was rocking.
It's fast. I forgot to say it's fast.
That moves. Yeah, it was so. Sawyer and I were over here. I don't know if you could hear us, but we were literally. I was like, watch how fast his hands are moving right now.
It's like it's tough. I'm still working on it. I actually first learned this when I was a senior in high school, and so the quarantine, as we're all isolated, as we don't have performances, I've been trying to find ways to reconnect with repertoire that I played when I was a kid and see if I could bring it back.
So how long have you been playing?
I've been playing for this September. It'll be 18 years. I started as a 12-year-old.
Yeah, for a young artist, you're just killing it, man. That's awesome. How did you come up with the name The Viola Kid?
This is super. Do you want the real honest way? And it's kid friendly, I promise. I'm a nerd. So I play a lot. I play competitive video games. I did a lot more of that when I was in undergraduate studies. And so I was just trying to figure out a name for my character in the game. So when I pwn noobs, they remember the name. And I just remember, I was just like, okay, what do I do? Okay, I play viola. That Viola Kid. That would make me mad. If I died to That Viola Kid, I'd be pretty mad. So I picked that 2009.
Got killed by the Viola Kid. The
Got
Viola Kid.
Viola Kid, man. So and that's stuck with me since then.
That's amazing. And now look at you. Look how cool you are. You make me cool.
I just don't tell people about my hobbies.
So the process of like, you know, getting gigs, getting on, like, you know, the Viola Kid online, you're kind of you've got crazy videos out there on your website. And for the viewers at home, how do they find you, by the way?
You can find me on Instagram at That Viola Kid, YouTube That Viola Kid. You can listen to my podcast called the Faking Notes Podcast. It's 2 Juilliard trained musicians, myself and my friend Trevor Bumgarner, telling funny jokes and talking about what it's like to be a freelance musician in Los Angeles. He writes for movies, feature films, and I play with people like Alicia Keys, and we talk about the crazy. I just did the Grammys with Ariana Grande and her, and I was there at the Staples Center when Kobe Bryant died. And
oh my gosh,
broke. I had just gotten back from rehearsal with Ariana, and then we all looked at our phones, and it was like Kobe Bryant's gone, and we're in the Staples Center. It was the the craziest day of my life.
Did you hear that? I told you I'd have Ariana Grande. I'd get close to that, right? When I first started doing these shows, she's like, "Can you get Ariana Grande on?" And I was like, "I'm getting closer.
You're definitely getting closer. I saw her back in January.
You did?
Yeah, I was on stage with her, man. Like,
that's cool, man. That's cool. So what do you have coming up, and what can people look forward to hearing from the Viola Kid?
So I have weekly releases with my podcast. Definitely recommend you check that out. I'm currently only working on that and outputting that. Mostly what I'm working on right now are a couple of covers. One of them is an Alicia Keys cover
of one
of her most popular songs. I have her biography on my bed because I'm reading it. She's a big idol of mine.
Yeah.
And I'm just mostly working on pivoting my business. As you said, performing musician, no performing. So I'm building an online teaching platform. I'm learning how to promote myself as a performer online in venues like this. So we are all pivoting, sir.
Yes, so we're hosting wine tastings in our backyard. We're hosting live music shows in our bedrooms. We're in any way we can right now. I think we just have to keep drinking wine, and we're gonna all get through it. And if I can keep listening to music every day, that's good for me. I just wanted to thank you again. If you had any last words for us, and then
the last words that I will say is like, we are going to remember this is one of the most challenging times in our lifetimes. And personally, I strive to tell the story down the line about how I remained vigilant, I remained strong, and I remained patient, because these things are inevitable. And when times get really tough, it's a true measure of the type of person you are. Are you a person that collapses under pressure, or do you show up and roll up your sleeves and get to work? So I try to be part of the latter.
Yeah, let's roll up our sleeves. Thank you so much, Drew. I appreciate you coming on for us. To everyone who joined us for another week, I get to meet some of the coolest people. This has been a really fun episode. Check us out tomorrow on Hall Wine's Facebook page. Catherine Hall's going to have Nick Cave. He's the artist that's famous when you come into our tasting room. He's got that huge, big piece on the wall. Check out our social pages. Keep in touch. Follow Drew at The Viola Kid. Follow waltwines.com. We look forward to seeing you again on Tuesday on Instagram. Thank you so much, Drew. Thank you, Julia, for being back there.
Thanks, Jeff.
You got it, man.
Keep practicing. Keep practicing.
Thanks, guys. You guys have a great afternoon. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.